Um, okay, so we could start with the section. Ma'am, as we will share the recording to our participants who are registered. Maybe for the unusual time they are not able to join, but they will watch the recording as we will share it to them. So we could start with the section. Good evening, everyone. I am Arpita, your moderator for today. I hope you all are doing well, and a very warm welcome to this insightful webinar on NCERT Diploma in Guidance and Counseling. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. We truly appreciate your enthusiasm and commitment to personal and professional growth in this field of counseling and psychology. Welcoming our today's guest speaker, Ms. Akshita Bhatt, who is consultant counselor, DCGC training. Talking about her, she has completed diploma course in guidance and counseling from NCERT, Delhi. She has pursued her master in psychology from Banaras Hindu University and bachelor's in psychology and English from Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar College, DU. She has work experience training counselor at PM Shri Kendana Vidyalaya, Delhi, and entered as teacher assistant at Kulachi Kendra, Delhi. So, without any further delay, let's welcome the guest and lend our ear to her. Thank you.
That was a wonderful introduction, Arpita. Thank you so much for having me here. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Should I start? Okay. So regarding the NCRT diploma, it's a 1 year course, and it is conducted by NCRT, uh, the National Council, as all of us know it from the very beginning of our education. We've always engaged with NCRT so much through their books, through their content, and the diploma is an amazing program. It has a lot of intensive training for people who want to be counselors and who want to work within the school setup. Particularly in the school setup, it is more useful, yes, but otherwise, even otherwise, if you want to work as a counselor in various places, it is very, very useful, and it gives you a lot of hands-on training. So yeah, that is the advantage that this course has over any other place offering the same course. Okay, so let me come to the selection process, if that's okay. Yes, Arpita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the selection process is a two-stage process where you apply and then there is an entrance exam. And following the entrance exam, which is a subjective written exam, and there's an interview. So both these things happen on the same day, and the entrance exam is actually subjective. So what they do is they give you real life counseling situations where you are supposed to answer as a counselor. Okay, they give you situations related to students who may be facing exam anxiety, who may be facing a lot of other issues, stress, or any other issue that they may find suitable, and you have to answer your intervention, what you would be using as a counselor in that particular question, right? So there are 2 3 situations there that you need to take care of. Okay, followed by the entrance exam, you have an interview. So interview में on the basis of your entrance exam responses questioning होती है, and ऐसा होता है कि आपका रिस्पॉन्स शीट, योर रिस्पॉन्स शीट is kept in front of the panel, and they ask questions from it. So in case you're using any terms, anything in specific, any technique if you're mentioning, you must know about that too. Okay. Coming to the eligibility next, you have to have a master's degree in psychology or any other discipline. Any other discipline like education works well too, but you have to have some preliminary knowledge of psychology so that you can at least answer the entrance exam and then move ahead, right? um, the diploma is typically offered to in service government candidates, right? People who are already in the government profession, working as teachers, working as private practitioners or anything else. It is offered to these people, and of course freshers who have just come out of their masters and want to pursue something, a professional diploma in counseling and something to do with the field of psychology, counseling psychology to be very specific. So there is that. Okay. Arpita, is there anything you want
Ma'am,
to ask? Yeah.
yeah, ma'am, what are the benefits by doing this course?
Okay. So, particularly PG diploma in guidance and counseling is required as an eligibility criteria for appearing in DSSB, the post of EVGC that comes out for the post of counselor within the government setup. DOE or any other central school, for example, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan also requires a master's in psychology followed by a diploma in guidance and counseling. So ये eligibility criteria है, and it is absolutely necessary that you have this diploma. It's asked everywhere. So there's that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, could you tell me the time period of the diploma?
Okay, so the diploma is a 1 year course. It starts on 1st January of any year and then ends on 31st December. You just have to submit the files after, but officially on paper, it does end on 31st December of the same year. So, 1 year course.
Okay. So, ma'am, by doing this diploma, we can apply it in different school, or we can we practice as a counselor after this?
Yes, you can. A lot of people with the diploma start practicing. However, you are also required to get an RCI license. You can get a license additionally. That is the ethical way to go. But a lot of people, after having the diploma, they open their private practices. So, that is one thing that can be done. However, it is more ethical by the book going with the RCI licensure that is required.
Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So, could you tell me that, ma'am, how was your experience after doing this diploma?
Okay, so my experience has been great. Honestly, I haven't seen a particular educational institute putting in so much effort with their trainees, teaching them each and everything that is required of them in the future as a counselor. Um, they are hands on when it comes to teaching their trainees about the counselor role and the world of counseling psychology. They take care of their trainees and they make sure that their trainees put up to the reputation of the institute, so the reputation that NCRT has. Uh, it has been great, and it also requires the trainees, the students who enroll in this diploma, to put in a lot of effort. And if the effort is from your side, if you're giving in 100%, then that should take you to the next stage of life.
Okay, ma'am. That's good to listen from you. Ma'am, could you tell me that how to beat the first ever section anxiety as a counselor?
I couldn't hear you.
Okay, ma'am. So, this is a question like how to beat first ever section, first section anxiety as a counselor.
Okay. See, it is very normal to have anxiety when you're taking a session for the very first time. It is your training, it is the work that you do behind the curtain that prepares you to take a session. So, what you can do is prepare certain role play scenarios with other fellow counselors that will help you deal with this anxiety better, and also just go through everything that is required, right? Go through the approaches, work on case studies, read up as much as you can, right? And it's okay, it's going to be okay. There is a first time to everything. At least that's what I told myself. There is a first time to everything. And I was very lucky that whenever I had my first session, I had a lot of training that the diploma gave me before my first session, which included role plays, which included sessions with other counseling psychologists that were there as a part of the program. And yeah, that really eased my anxiety.
That's really great, ma'am. Ma'am, could you explain about the guidance and counseling in brief?
ओके, सो गाइडेंस पर से हम हमेशा सुनते हैं, तो हम काउंसलिंग के बारे में बहुत ज़्यादा सुनते हैं, लेकिन गाइडेंस के बारे में अक्सर इतनी बात नहीं होती. सो गाइडेंस इज़ बेस्ड ऑन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ ह्यूमन यूनिकनेस, integrity, dignity, and worth. So basically, through guidance, we are trying to work towards the holistic development of the individual. इसके अंडर ये अम्ब्रेला है, एंड इसके अंडर एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट है. इट इज़ अ हार्ट ऑफ द प्रोसेस, काउंसलिंग. ठीक है. सो गाइडेंस सर्विसेज बेसिकली, अगर मैं आपको स्कूल सेटिंग के बारे में समझाऊँ, एंड स्कूल सेटिंग के एग्जांपल लेके समझाऊँ, सो बेसिकली गाइडेंस हैज़ अ लॉट ऑफ सर्विसेज दैट कम विद इन इट. ठीक है. ओरिएंटेशन सर्विसेज विद इन द स्कूल, अगर कोई स्टूडेंट है वो न्यू है, सो उसको अक्वेंट कराने में देर आर असेसमेंट्स दैट गो थ्रू, देर आर प्लेसमेंट सर्विसेज. सो एनी स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स से any student who wants to quit school after 10th, उनके बारे में भी प्लेसमेंट, भाई उनको प्लेस करना है. एंड इवन आफ्टर 12th, लेट्स से somebody wants to pick up a job or somebody wants to join a particular institution, so वहाँ पे भी गाइडेंस काम आएगा. Counseling per se is at the heart of the process, where you are dealing with individual problems. Counseling in general is preventative in function, so you are preventing the problem before it occurs, right? It's a clinical psychology. When I talk about streams like clinical, it intervenes when the problem has already happened, and we work on controlling the symptoms. But counseling in general is preventative, so you work on minor problems like anxiety, stress, and you deal with them using all the therapeutic approaches that you have.
Ma'am, we are really getting very excited by listening to you. And ma'am, could you want to share any case study that you have experienced?
Okay. So during my internship phase at the diploma, I had multiple students come to me. Some of them had exam anxiety. Exam anxiety is the biggest problem. Some of them also had relationship issues. One very prevalent problem that I have seen among students is relationship issues. While they are not aware of what a relationship should entail, yet because of the social media influences, because of what they see around happening around them, they tend to engage in relationships with the opposite gender, and that situation in the school setup becomes very problematic to handle when it goes to the authority. So that is one experience that I've had. Most students want guidance related to career. Most of them, especially within the government setup, they don't know how should they go about their career. They don't know how should they select their stream to fit the career that they want to be in the future. For example, I had a student write in the information blank that he wants to become an IS officer. I was like, okay, but he wants to take science because that's the only option. So this is the kind of perception that exists on the ground level, and it is the role of a counselor to actually demystify what it actually takes to become an IAS officer. While the science stream also allows the same option, but it is considered better that the student is given the entire information to make a sound decision.
That's really great, ma'am. Ma'am, could you tell me that what is different between practicing in a private setup and practicing in a school setup?
Practicing in a private setup.
Private setup and in a school setup.
Okay. Um, there is a lot of difference when it comes to practicing in the private setup and practicing in the school setup. The school setup has a lot of fixed notions when it comes to psychology, especially if you go into the government setup. There are a lot of barriers that you encounter as a counselor, and you have to face those barriers. There's no option. Sometimes the administration is not sensitive enough to know what is counseling and what it actually entails. So breaking that barrier and helping the student. Private practice is somewhat different in the sense that it allows you more freedom, more it gives you more space to actually, work on your approaches, work at your own pace. Yet it does pose a challenge when it comes to your practice becoming popular amongst the people who actually need it. And बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि people with severe disorders may also turn up because they don't understand where the difference lies between a counselor and their work, and a clinical psychologist and their work. So it is important to explain to them how these things work and move them in the right direction, nudge them in the right direction. So there's that.
Okay, ma'am. I have one more question. As you said, for applying in this diploma, we have to need masters. Is there any marks criteria also?
um 50% aggregate is required. That is the only criteria that I have heard of.
And ma'am, is this where we can apply for this diploma?
Okay, so the forms for the diploma come on their website, and that happens around October or November. You have to keep checking the website, and there is also a newspaper advertisement that happens. So you have to be aware of any of these mediums, and you apply online. So you fill out their forms and all the requirement that it has, and you have to also post a little something. They guide you for each and everything. So whether it's the postal requirements, whether it's the online requirements, it's fairly simple, but you have to follow through on their deadlines because they're very particular about their deadlines.
Okay. So is there any particular time at which they release the vacancy for the diploma?
It's between October, mid October, and November first week. So that is the time the forms usually come out, and yeah, that is when you apply.
Ma'am, by doing the diploma, can we do can we apply in different clinical sector also?
See, the diploma per se is focused on guidance and counseling, so that is where the training part lies. Within the clinical setup, if you wish to, let's say, pursue clinical as your domain of study, you have to go to the other diplomas the institutes offer. With this diploma in particular, the clinical setting would be a challenge because again the focus is very very different. The other institutes offer a lot of diplomas that you can look at. That will be a better option.
Okay, ma'am. So is this benefit in OB sector?
OB sector, yes, because the OB sector per se does not require any clinical focus, as far as my knowledge goes, when they are keeping a counselor, they would only ask for PG diploma in guidance and counseling. So that would be a benefit with this diploma. Yet, if the company requires somebody with a clinical expertise, that is a completely different scenario. With this diploma, yes, you should be eligible.
Could you tell me that what they covered in there in this 1 year of diploma, the voucher?
Okay, that's a very good question. So, the diploma is structured very, very differently from the other programs that exist with the similar name. Um, the diploma is essentially divided into three phases, and the first is a distance phase. The phase is for a period of 6 months, that is from January to June. And 1st of July, we have the contact phase from that date to September end. That is called the contact phase, as I already pointed out. And from October till December, whenever the school closes for winter vacation, you have your internship phase. So each phase has its own requirements. The first phase is called the distance phase because here you are basically given the modules that you need to study, and there are classes for 2 days during the entire month where you go to the NCRT office. There are designated classrooms there, and you basically ask the faculty any doubts that you might have. Regular classes होती हैं उसमें आप doubts पूछिए, and the faculty tries to build on the knowledge that you've already gained. So they are not going to teach you what's written in the module, they are going to build upon that knowledge. So it is very important that you read up on your modules during this phase of 6 months. क्लासेस सिर्फ 2 दिन होंगी, हर महीने ऐसा होगा, ठीक है, एंड यू विल बी इन्फॉर्म्ड अबाउट द डेट्स. So there is that. During this phase, you're also required to work on your portfolio. I'll cover that next because that is something that is very interesting. Okay, so ऐसे ही चलता है 6 months, and by the end of the 6 month, you are required to submit your portfolio on 1st of July, and that date is non-negotiable. You have to have your portfolio ready and submitted at the NCRT office on 1st of July. Otherwise, you do not get to go to the next phase. You'll have to take the diploma from the contact phase next step, right? And the contact phase is very, very extensive in the sense that you are taken to the ground for practice. So basically, you are required to go to the field under supervision 2 days a week, and the other days you are having classes in NCRT from 9:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. You get a break in between, so there's that, but it is very, very extensive. It is extensive because it works on your skills. It works on your counseling skills, it works on your group guidance skills. There are a lot of components to this, and they have special sessions that train you in a variety of things, ranging from art therapy to music and dance therapy. Anything that a counselor may need in the future, you are trained in. You also have role plays happening where you team up with your fellows and discuss case scenarios. You also discussing with your mentors how to go about the school, and anything that can be an issue or is an issue during this phase is dealt with here. By the end of these 3 months, the contact phase, you are required to prepare an internship report, get it approved by the supervisors, and also choose a school for your internship because October 1, the internship has to start. Again, I would say that the dates are non negotiable. Try not to extend the deadlines because that is not how NCRT works. You cannot be slacking in your work because NCRT requires you to do a lot of things in a very short span of time. So there is that internship starts on October 1 and then ends whenever the school closes down for winter vacation in December. And during that phase, you are basically working upon your internship report and also doing the assignments, the file work, the reports that are required of you, and you are also required to submit them within a given framework to the NCRT mentors. So there is that. That is the brief structure.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, you have mentioned about the portfolio. Could you brief that what portfolio actually means and what we have to do there?
Okay. So the portfolio is the most vast component that we work on at NCRT, where um, you are basically required to go through all your modules. There are 14 modules, and these modules basically exist in pairs. So the modules have a lot of activities that have to be done by you, and these these would not be taken up by the mentors. They can only clarify what needs to be done here, and you basically do all these activities. Some of these may require you to actually talk to a group of people, some of them may require you to answer certain question. These activities make you reflect on yourself and also build yourself as a counselor. So that is the most interesting part, and all of these are recorded as a part of your portfolio. So there are 14 modules, and a lot of exercises are given in each module. So NCRT specifies the number of exercises that need to be done as a part of the portfolio, and you have to do them, create a file, and submit it in the department.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving the brief. Okay, so now I would like to invite the participant who are here. If they have any question, they could ask to ma'am by opening their mic or in chat. Okay, so ma'am, I have actually one more question. Ma'am, how much practical skill and technique we get to know in this diploma?
Arpita, see, while the faculty works very hard on giving you the practical exposure, giving you the skill, you also have to put in effort. There isn't a definite answer with respect to how much skill you learn, because it depends on how much you are able to absorb. So the faculty works very hard in structuring their lessons. So they may want you to focus on role plays. They may want you to discuss your counseling cases. There is a lot of skill building that happens. Faculty is putting in a lot of effort. Yet if you do not structure, a lot of times what happens is the students neglect their modules. पोर्टफोलियो बना लिया, कैसे भी करके एक्टिविटी सबमिट कर दी, खत्म. एंड उसके बाद मॉड्यूल्स पे फोकस नहीं होता. सो the amount of skill is proportional to you engaging with the modules and also reading up extra when it comes to counseling and the other facets that are required. So that is something that you need to keep in mind, and if you work with the faculty members and work on the skill part with respect to reading or doing case studies or working on the cases that you're getting in school, I think that will lead to a lot of skill building, and that will give you a lot more.
Okay, ma'am, that's really very interesting. So, could you tell me that what are the difference between NCRT guidance and diploma counseling from the other diploma in counseling and guidance?
Okay. So basically, I know of Jamia that offers the same diploma. What I have noticed is that Jamia gives you a more theoretical outlook. So when you look at their assignments or you look at the kind of training that they're doing, it is mostly based on theory. So the assignments would have questions like what is personality, which are of course oriented to the master's program or the bachelor's program that happens in psychology. But with NCRT there is a lot of application that happens. You cannot be copying stuff directly You cannot just give the assignments like that without reading, because the questions are such that they require your input, that require your insight. You wouldn't find their answers written straight up anywhere. Chat GPT is of course an option. It knows everything, it's an AI, but considering that you have come to this course, you have to put in the effort. So there is that. Apart from that, skill building is taken very very seriously at NCRT. So during the contact phase, where the maximum learning happens, that is the time that, you don't get breathers in between. You have to constantly be working towards yourself, your future, and your skill level as a counselor. That is very very rigorous, and that rigor is somewhat missing in the diploma at Jamia. NIPSED offers a diploma in child counseling, and I think there is also a session happening with PsyConnect it's somewhat during this week.
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, that is completely different. बट गाइडेंस एंड काउंसलिंग में जिस तरीके का एफर्ट यहाँ मैं फैकल्टी की तरफ से देखती हूँ, वो जामिया में मुझे मिसिंग लगता है. जामिया इज़ अ डिस्टेंस डिप्लोमा, दिस वन इज़ अ फुल टाइम डिप्लोमा. Yes, it has a component of distance for the first 6 months, but then there is a very sound logic behind it. And I do feel that there's nothing good or bad with a distance diploma that happens at Jamia. If the time and space does not allow you to engage in a full-time diploma, that's okay. You can still go for Jamia. That is a great option. But then NCRT does have an edge over all the others, in the sense that it is reputed highly when it comes to private setup or even government setup. There is a lot of brand name that is associated with it. So yeah, if you get the opportunity, then why not?
Thank you, ma'am. In this diploma, one of diploma, is there any exam that they take for to get the certificate?
Yes. So at the end of the contact phase, towards the end of the contact phase, there are three things that are happening. You have your exams, regular exams, where they ask you questions from all the modules, all the 14 modules, and you have designated days where the exams are happening. The exams do happen at the NCRT office itself. Um, so those exams basically require you to reflect on your learning during the 9 months that you've been there at NCRT. So there are a lot of application based questions. There are a lot of theoretical questions, yes, but then you have to add a lot of examples to them. There is also a case conference that happens, seminar it's called. So काउंसलिंग सेमिनार में बेसिकली क्या होता है, जो भी काउंसलिंग केसेस आपने इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे लिए हैं ड्यूरिंग योर स्कूल टाइम, you are supposed to pick one or two cases and give a presentation in front of the entire department and all your peers, and based on that you are given grades. So that is another component, and you're also working on your internship report on getting it approved. So yeah, assessment is pretty continuous. I wouldn't say that it's summated or only happening at one point in the course. It is throughout, it is happening throughout. So yeah, you have to work keeping in mind.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for visiting. Okay, so do anyone have any question they could ask? We could ask your question by in text also in chat box. If you're not comfortable to opening your mic. Okay, so I think no one has any question. So, ma'am, the last question: how was your 1 year a diploma experience in NCRT?
It is great. It does help you grow as a person and as a counselor, yet it requires a lot of effort out of you. And sometimes it just becomes too much. Yet, if you keep track of everything, like I did, or at least tried to do, it goes pretty smoothly. There would be times when you start questioning a lot of things, but that is just the part of the process. There are times when things get a lot of things get very stressful because you are investing time from 9:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. It is very very intensive, yet if you work through it and put in your 100%, I guess that is where you become sorted. So yeah, it was a good experience overall, but it does take a lot out of you.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, for giving us your time. It was really a very insightful webinar. You have explained us in a very well way, and we had explored everything you need to know about this TCS diploma, from its structure and its ability to criteria opportunities and the application process. And thank you to each and every one who has joined these sections. I hope you have find this useful, and special thanks to ma'am for giving her time to us. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Arpita. You have been a wonderful host. Thank you, Team Sci Connect. And yeah, thank you everybody who joined in.
Thank you so much. And yeah, with this, with giving a hope that we will get you once again if we need. And yeah, and all thanks to the participants also who have joined. And yeah, with this, I will work up. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.